I'll just read two poems, and seeing as we're in the time of St Brigid and also the time of the Cailleach, this is the sort of older spiritual realms of Ireland, I thought I would start with a poem based in County Meath. Okay, so I don't know if people have been in Lough Crew, gorgeous cairn up there, and it's in Irish it's Sliabh na Cailí, which is Hag's Mountain or Witch's Mountain. So I did visit that place a few times, and it's very atmospheric and beautiful place. So I'd like to read about that first, okay? Sliabh na Cailí, Hag's Mountain, Lough Crew. Rock worn down to bone, rain soft veiling the scalped landscape, mountain grasses lifting in their loneliness, and in the gloaming glance of blue-black raven, wind-scarred heather, sheep grazing, all the voices of the cairn beckoning, beckoning. I climbed the top of the bare summit, placed my offering at the centre, sage and sweet basil, buttercup, jasmine. I want to stay here forever, among the humble forgotten, the moon in my rib cavern, rising and falling, everything stunned by silence. And if I am looking in the wrong places, then show me. For somewhere inside these stones she is calling, her pulse in my body, her presence throbbing through drumskin. Let the wind from the hills pour her secrets over me. Let the earth speak out, all of her knowing, all of her tender abundance. Thank you. Bhfuil am inis dán a léamh as Gaeilge, nílach gá dán scríocha go as Gaeilge, ceann bhána scríb mé 10 bliain ó shin, agus ceann eile scríb mé 2 bliain ó shin. So I'm just saying that I had 2 poems written in Irish, one that I wrote 40 years ago because I had to for college, and then one that I wrote 2 years ago. So it's again, it's about, this one is more about Brigid, okay, and the name of it. I'll read it in Irish first and then in English, just to help people out a little bit, and the name of it is What is Holy. So, Is Erd atá nefa, ag fér an arig, ag fér na foréise, na clucha clúdathe le cuénach nua, gile an lei ag glinúint ghríomhaíon uana, is spirit an sionagán, an fia ruana, na gleoisiacha in orgus an aird loache, sa dura crán cuil clúdathe le uornathe banathe, solas ag prabe harsach an téisiúr, is fillan an leas, fillan an chrí, fillan an Cailleach, an néamh, an bandia, gus is é de hinne a sprécan is mé, stialog de iriske a spragan mé, is de vrat lách lehan, mar bharog bugathe haramse. What is holy? On the fringe of spring, the fringe of the forest, stones veiled with green moss, sunlight on velvet rock, the fox spirit, the red deer, linnets in the air, and by the oak grove a hazel tree laden with prayers, petitions, light wavering on the season's threshold. And so the spark returns, the heart returns, the crone, the saint, the goddess, and it's your flame that ignites me, your clear water that inspires, your generous cloak, a mellow warmth embracing me. Gurvila.
Cathy, will you have Sue as well, please? I'm delighted Cathy. Cathy is a well-published poet. I see her work, Poetry Ireland Review and the Irish Times and various anthologies and magazines up and down the country. So give Cathy, come all the way from Selbridge. Thank you, Cathy.
Thank you for that introduction, John. I'll begin. Lingua franca. Okay, sorry. Am I going to find it? Right. Okay, so I used to be, just before COVID, I taught English as a second language, and then my students went home. So, but one of the things all the students asked was, why don't Irish people speak Irish? So that led to a discussion about colonialism and how when we were forced to speak English, we botched it as a kind of like a linguistic rebellion, really. So the poem explores that idea. Lingua franca. Sao Paulo, you say, when I ask where you come from. I stumble over surnames while you mispronounce the names of these Dublin streets. When you ask about heritage, I tell you of a lacerated tongue, the tally stick that measured a child's crime for speaking the coupla focal. Say that crack is the Irish word for how we conceal the fissures. In faltering English, you speak of a shared history, how the vernacular became the lexicon of rebellion. Across the divide of classroom, our common worlds unite, all of us speaking the same language. So this is another school poem. And my favourite day in school was Friday afternoon, because the teacher used to read stories and legends. And so I was thinking of the story, the legend of Deirdre of the Sorrows, who was forced to marry an old king, as you know. But I remember when I was growing up, there was all these rumours about a young girl in the locality who was given by her father to an old man, and we weren't supposed to know about it, you know, obviously, but we did. So the poem kind of is a juxtaposition of the two. Raven. Fridays we read from a book of Irish legends. The myths romanced the long afternoon in that sultry classroom. I favoured Deirdre, fleeing with her young lover from the shackles of the old king. The words painted a scene so real I could see the coal black hair of Nisha, his white skin and blood-red lips. The snowy hillside where Deirdre had seen the raven flying over a dead calf. When the tabloid leaked news of a local girl's forced marriage to an old farmer, it was as if a bird had frozen in flight over the slaughtered calf, the virginal bleeding snow. Thank you.
Christina, please. I am not in the habit of reading poetry in public. I did it once some time back in the Spirit Store, and I was given the 2 or 3 poems I was asked to read like 10 minutes before I had to read them, and that was very scary, because poetry, it's such a beautiful thing to listen to. It's not a thing, but it's a beautiful sound, putting all those lovely words and thoughts together. And I just feel, I don't write poetry, and I admire anybody who does, and all of you who got up here and read for us. It's just beautiful. I was crying and I was laughing, and I was just transported to many places. So I'm just going to share 2 poems with you. One I received from a friend last week by email from Bratislava. I have a friend, an Irishman from Cork, with a beautiful Lilton Cork accent. He's been a friend of mine since I lived in Dublin way back in the 70s, when we were communists and Trotskyites and all that together. And he himself, at that time, wrote poetry. But over time, because of his beautiful Irish, he began to take a quite deep interest, to the extent that he's printed about 5 books now at this stage, on the Druids' poetry and the translation of, and which is quite a feat. You know, I'm in adoration of this man, a little bit in love with him all my life, but we started off as kind of having a relationship, but it turned into something else. However, we have remained good friends, and he also, I have to say this about him, because I'm so proud to just know him and to be in his company, which I am through the year when he comes over to visit, when I visit him. He also translates Slovakian poetry into English. Important Slovakian poetry into English. And again, he's had lots of books. I mean, in Bratislava, you go to this fabulous big bookshop. There he is, my friend John Minton's translations, you know, of this poetry. He speaks fluent Slovakian. I mean, amazing man. However, we share poems. And he sent me this poem about a week back, because he was home for Christmas and we met up a couple of times. And he sent me this and I said, oh, it's called New Year's Greetings. Now, the other day I was in the local post office here and I met a friend, Brendan, and I hadn't seen him in months. And he took my hand as he was rushing out. He said, hello, Christine, haven't seen you in ages. Happy New Year. And I thought, yeah, well, and to you, Brendan. And I thought, maybe it's kind of okay to wish people Happy New Year through the whole of January. You know, maybe it's tradition, I don't know. But we'll make a tradition, we'll just create the myth today. It's okay to wish Happy New Year till the very last day, which is today, right? And so anyway, this is, I'm not going to tell you who wrote this poem because I was amazed when I heard who wrote it. And I realised who wrote it. And so I'll just throw it out to you to guess. And all will be revealed when I finish reading it. So it's to all of you, Happy New Year. New Year's Greetings is the proper name of the poem. Some wish their friends gay Christmas cheer, and others wish a happy year, but all in cold and printed phrase. Then what shall I wish thee today? For those are things that all can say, and rarely soft emotion raise. I want to let you know that one, however swift the years may run, however friendships may decay, will think of thee with kindly thought, with heart, with loving wishes fraught, on every coming New Year's Day. And not at this glad time alone, but when the autumn leaves are blown in rustling showers on the earth, and when the yellow primroses peeps from mossy cell, when April weeps, yet weeps but in her joy and mirth. And when the summer's golden blaze grants night small room between the days, and robes the earth with waving green, then still my thoughts will backward flee, and memory winging swift to thee, forget all else that lies between. I think you might be in love with me too, huh? Anyway, do you want to guess who wrote it?
Yeah.
It's quite a surprise. Anybody, any idea? No. Roger Casement.
No.
Roger Casement. Yeah. I didn't know he wrote poetry at all. And he had such a sad end to his life over there in the UK. Hanged, yeah, treason. And we could have had more of that beauty, you know. Anyway, this is one by Brian Bilston, whom I actually like. He's a fun poet. I really like him too. And I found this one quite recently too, and it's called Monetization. You know it. And we live in that kind of a monetary world. Everything is kind of put a price on, and you know, your services are priced and your company is priced and all stuff like that. So anyway, this is about monetization. The advert said, monetize your followers. So he thought he would respond by painting them in the changing light, like water lilies in a pond. That's it.
Anya, quickly.
Oh no, that was a mistake.
Oh, okay, right. Michael Farr.
I thought we were just writing down the name.
Michael Farr.
Hello everybody. Thanks very much for those poems, Linda. They really came alive, I thought. It's really good. So for the weekend that's in it, I'm going to keep it strictly Brigid. The first one, a couple of years ago, as part of a project, it was done in County Kildare in Narramore, and it was called A Little Book of Brigid. It was for the 1500th anniversary, and what they wanted to achieve was, it was for all the women forgotten in history, and for every young girl who dreams of greatness. Now, it didn't go on general sale, but it was given to people who had achieved in the arts, in music, and in the caring professions. So there was 100 copies. Now, there were 28 poems selected for it. It was 24 ladies and 4 men, and for some reason, I sneaked in. So this is it. It's called Brigid the Immigrant. From east to west, famine drove you to another shore. From open hearts and helping hands to Boston's cultured kitchens. Your graft and grind prepared the trail for the ones inclined to follow. The second one is, it's from our own group. We had a project a few years ago. It was called Brigid Songs. So I'm going to read a poem from that now, if I can find it here. Just bear with me. It's called Brigid, Where Can I Find You? Are you there somewhere in the dark mists of time, daughter of Dagda of the Dedanan, repeller of evil and hunger, goddess of the sun, symbol of fertility and spring? Or can I find you on Faughart Hill, where woven crosses are hanging from prickly hedges, and clear water gurgles along a narrow stream? Or looking west across the fields, where clusters of cattle graze lazily, and on towards the Oak Church, beyond Kildare's sprawling plains? Or am I most likely to find fragments of your being in the mother at the school gate, fighting her everyday battles, harassed yet unbowed, advocating and protecting those around her, as you did? I now see you spanning 3 bridges: mythical, saint, icon of feminine equality. Your eternal flame has not been quenched. You transcend, you live on. Let feminine fire inspire.
In his
So this is called Sweet Skin. Under the shadow of the mango tree, where the wind gently moves the branches, hiding from the sun, waving my arms and turning around, slapping the air like a scarecrow in the storm, fighting minuscule vampires, stopping the battle to look well behaved, to smile and say hi to people passing by. They stop to chat with grandma. Look at that skin, they say. Mosquitoes love her. She must be sweet, they laugh. Give her some bitter tea, says the yellow-haired neighbor. Bathe her in sour soup leaf, says cousin Mary-Laure. Take her to the sea, deeper in salt water. Let Mami Wata make it better. Do it, you'll see, says the blue hat jogger. Buy my mosquito nets, cries the street vendor. Voices mixed together, additional solutions offered. We will try them all. Anecdotes and jokes, stories and songs, we enjoyed them all. A mango falls at my feet. Like my enemies, I leap with joy and enjoy the sweetness. Thank you. I have a little small one for the second one. It's called Good Night. I move in half sleep the way I move in the sea, floating, almost motionless, slowly rocked by the waves, the murmur of the night a lullaby, my body weightless as I fall or fly. Thank you.
Karen O'Byrne.
This is for my mum. The intimacy of your bedside drawer. Half-finished medicine, just in case. Tights intertwined with cotton wool balls. A tiny-faced watch with yellow gold bracelet. A neon moon necklace to brighten the outfit. A scarf to hide the neck. 4711 near the toilet. Blood-coloured nail varnish languishes beside a worn emery board. And the intrusion seeps to your bathroom press. Wallow for a moment and consider a life. Now broken body with broken brain. Guilt cripples me momentarily. Sadness saturates this chosen day for dismantling. Yellow mouth greedily stands in the driveway, taunting the feeders, oblivious to sentiment, hungry for blood. Delicate and dainty, grisly and fat, not important to this waiting vat. Faded paintings with forgotten faces, bang, quick as a flash. Nest of tables, tea-stained memories, bang, wolf down. Rusted coal shuttle, wedding gift, bang, masticating echo. 3 warbirds, 2 ladder angels, and 1 holy water font from inside her front door. Bang, slide slobbering down the sides. Mum, loved and cherished, bang.
Jeanette Morgan.
Hi everyone. So again, for the weekend that's in it, this is called Resolution. A Roman god opens the door in the dead of winter, letting in a draft. Shut that damn door, Janice, I yell. He does, and I find myself on the other side, out in the cold, looking back at what was. Relief mingles with gratitude. It's time to move on. A flickering glimmer ahead heralds the dawn of Imbolc. Seeds, bursting from their shells, rise from darkness on the urging of that smouldering ember. I see her now. A Celtic goddess stoking the sacred flame. I resolve to continue my journey. and step by step, the flame grows stronger, alchemizing resolution to revolution. Spring stirs in the earth as fire stirs in my soul. Keep her lit for me, Bridget. Keep her lit. I wrote this one after visiting a friend's fairy ring, and it's called Fairy Ring. Cradled in ancient sanctum, womb nurturing rebirth, hearts beat in time across millennia as ancestors kindle illumination. World of forgotten wisdom, bound in an age-long breath, exhales, whispering secrets across sacred stones and sentinel trees. Shrouded in Danu's verdure cloak, we bear witness. An eternal flame guarded by fae and fauna. Barefoot we walk, open-hearted we listen, soul deep we remember. Thank you.
Yvonne Bagden.
Okay, so the first one is short, called very imaginatively Brigid. And thanks to everybody here today for just giving us all an audience and inspiring us all, and yeah, to everybody, the bookshop, the place, and of course John Noonan for thinking up all of the wonderful events that have inspired all of us to try our hand at something we wouldn't normally do, like write poetry. So Bridget, her name for kindness, from Fahart, Kildare to the world. Let's go make one for ourselves, in even one land, one sky, one waterscape. For 1,500 springs, her holy wells glint. Inspired by Christine's memory of a long lost love, I found this little book. You know the way little things from the past can crop up unexpected. To Yvonne, my bonny love, 18th of the 9th, 89. And I know I told him to probably put that there, and I probably told him to buy the book. Yeah, it was all my imagination that this was like, some wonderful Robbie Burns inspired. So what else it's the time of year for Robbie Burns, and to all of us who have, dreamed and whatever. What one will I do? Only wherever the page, I'll just read a few lines, because this just a few. The Cotter's Saturday Night, inscribed to H. Aiken. Let not ambition mock their useful toil, their homely joys and destiny obscure, nor grandeur hear with a disdainful smile the short and simple annals of the poor. That's it.
Mary Brannigan is going to read the poem, aren't you, Marigan?
This is one I wrote after visiting the shrine with a friend of mine. Sacred. Walk through the gap to the tangled graveyard. Follow the muddy path near church ruins to the stone beehive hut. Steep steps lead down into the darkness. I lean in, scoop ladles of well water to fill your bottle. Rags and ribbons festoon the laurel. You tie your wooden beads to a low branch, a wordless plea at St Brigid's well. And then just one more poem about another woman that's associated with Dundalk. I wrote this in the voice of Maggie Barry, and it's called The Strayaway Child, in memory of Maggie Barry. Me da always said music was born in me. Didn't teach me much, C chord on the banjo. After that, I was on my own. Left home at 16, a banjo on my back. I mind me mother's words, keep yourself indoors at night. I sang at fairs and market squares, Dundalk, Castleblaney, Cavan, to earn a few shillings for a roof over my head. I was in love with music and singing, had a song for every county. The Galway Shawl, My Lagan Love, The Turf Man from RD. On stage in Carnegie Hall, I sang those same songs. I never wore lipstick, liked to be ordinary. Okay, thank you.
So we're coming close to the end. Somebody else, is Jim Rooney? You have nothing, Jim, no? Okay. Do we miss out anybody else?
John Noonan. Yes.
Well, then I will read one. Persuaded, I was so easy persuaded. Because it's sort of local in the way it is. I love going to Art in Action in Drogheda, Townley Hall in Drogheda, if any of you had attended. I had many years, ran for about 5 years, and then it faded away. But it was showcase for a lot of artists, I think all around Europe, because the guy I'm going to write poem came from was Scottish, but he was a glass blower, and I was just watching him, and just the intensity and the delicacy as well of his work just really got me. That's all I ever do in poems, because I'm hugely drawn to sound, so I just put words together with sound. If it makes some sense, good. If it doesn't, there you go. But anyway, this one is called Glassmaker. With drawing the hot mass of molten glass from the furnace, his face brightens in candle yellowness, infusion of breath, as he curves the bird's breast into a featherless newborn. Life and shape mingle in a single exhale. Bends and rolls this globule of liquid light, soft eyeing it. From the nest of his lungs, a slow release, casting off a bird that will always hold its maker's clear soul, like warm air in an abandoned nest. So, yes, Sophie Kyle is back on again. Sophie's got to bookend the whole evening with a song, and before Sophie sings, I thank every one of you for coming along. It's tremendous to see such a big crowd. And if you want to keep in contact, just give me your email. There's poetry classes running. We also meet on fortnightly on the Wednesday, a more experienced group, so to speak. So if you're interested, just give me your details. It's tremendous to see such a crowd for Celebrate Bridget. And all that. As far as I know a little bit about Bridget. She was reputedly the patron saint of poetry as well, as far as I know. And so it's the 1st of spring tomorrow in the old calendar, and I've seen a few daffodils out in Dublin on the other day. Dublin gets everything first, seemingly. But anyway, thank you all. Big thanks to Linda again for travelling up from County Down. And Cathy Condon over from St Brigid, and people from Dublin and all over. So thank you all very much. And we'll close off with Sophie Kyle, and thank you, Sophie, as well. And also to say there are some of the poetry books that you've heard readings from for sale over at the counter, and of course we'll sign them and all that. And Sophie's CDs are here as well. So do avail of them, because I noticed that they're getting smaller and smaller, so they're nearly all sold out of everything. So purchase now.
Thank you very much, John, for all that you do for poetry in Dundalk and Louth. Joe, you're a real hero. So here is my Brigid song. Comes out every year, this time every year, but it's a different spin. So it's the chieftain on his deathbed who she's trying to convert, and he's trying to get his head around this whole mess that she's bringing to him. Mark how different we two souls are present in this room alone. I dreamt that I would die surrounded by warriors and druids strong. Death is chill, I strain to see, so heavy feel I lead and bone. But you are here, you say, to guide me, your words can save me, yours alone. Brigid, do you not grow weary of saving the souls of savage men? I've lost it after life too long to dream of any other end. The light within your eyes is brilliant, it's something I have seen at dawn, or in the stillness of the deer before the arrows draw. As deftly as your hands weave rushes, your tongue it weaves another tale about the son of love who came to banish darkness clear away. Your look is one of such conviction, I wish to knock you from your seat. For no more may I sport or hunt or grow strong from the deer's red meat. Brigid, do you not grow weary of saving the souls of savage men? I love this mortal coil too much to dream of any other end. But on and on your hands keep weaving the little cross in rushes green. And twist by twist I grow to see you are a warrior queen. I fought for hate, I fought for peace, I fought for soil and for revenge. I fought to forge a better world surrounded by 1,000 men. And the men are brave, they do mean well, they'd give their lives for those they love. But from my vantage point perhaps I tire of my brethren's grudge. Brigid, do you not grow weary of saving the souls of savage men? I've lived my life like this too long to dream of any other end. Your eyes, they hold a calm I've seen but once in boyhood when I strayed and found myself at the edge of a light-filled glade. Smarter than the fox who stole into the grey wolf's den. You've come and caught me at my weakest, who once was mightiest of men. Quickly, for I've not much time left, what about the Son of God, who lived for love but died as a common thief upon the cross? Brigid, my soul grows weary of living amongst savage men. I've known no other way of life. Your message changes beyond my ken. You're disappearing from my vision. There's naught but light inside this room. I feel the warmth of mother's smile as I step from her womb.
Thank you all.
Well done. Hi, hello. How are you doing?
No, that wasn't any of my relation.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for the last photographs.
Yeah.
Brilliant.